It's time for Shake, Rattle, and Troll, a show for the serious fishermen, as well as the novice looking for tips from the pros. Shake, Rattle, and Troll is brought to you by Bill Luke Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Now, here's your host, saltwater fisherman and tournament pro, Don McDowell.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm Don McDowell. Welcome to Shake, Rattle, and Troll today. Hey, we're going to go catfishing and bull riding and bull slinging and all that good stuff. JK's in the house. Welcome.
Well, nice to be back, Don.
You know, I appreciate you coming back from the woods. If I had a choice of doing this and staying in the woods, well,
I'd be up in the woods.
Yeah,
if I had a hunter up there again, I'd be up there.
We'll hear more about that. Back for his encore edition, Flathead Ed. Nice.
Morning.
What's happening?
Oh, man, fishing away. It's time.
That's good stuff. We got a couple of special guests. Not that you guys aren't special, but Tim Andrews and Big Jake from 96.3 Real Country.
Good morning, Don.
I appreciate you coming down and playing along with us. Rumor has it you were out riding the bull last night. What's up with that stuff?
Yeah, I don't know if you call it riding a bull or not, but Friday night kicking off Wild West Days in Cave Creek. There was a bull named Playboy with my name on it.
Nice.
It wasn't your butt on it either, right?
Not for very long. It was the longest 2 seconds of my life, no doubt about it.
Well, you know, we reach a certain point in our life where was there alcohol involved?
Oh, yes. Prior to.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
During, shortly there, actually a whole lot thereafter. I mean,
and that's a, hey, watch this kind of a thing?
Yeah, well, the good news is the bartender actually hurt me worse than the bull did. So I think that was pretty successful.
Nice. Well, we've got a couple things we'll go through. We'll do a little saltwater fishing over with Rick at H&M Landing. We've got the team tournament results for All-Star Couples Kids and the Best Bet Aluminum Series. I wasn't able to fish my Best Bet Series yesterday.
Why?
Well, Bill really, he's got that brand new 12-foot aluminum boat with a 9.8 kicker on it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we agreed to fish together. Well, he got married yesterday, and I was already over at his house at
that destroys the fishing relationship.
4:15 a.m., and nobody comes to the door, and I couldn't get to the boat. So let's just say next time.
Mm-mm.
I was trying to get him to agree to fish couples, too, but, it's double dipping, I guess. So anyway, we'll talk about that. Some really great news. Normally we do roll call every week. We have no soldiers killed in theater in action for last week.
Amen.
Great.
Yeah, we'll do a little update.
We don't get many of those, unfortunately.
No, we don't. We've only had, I think, 4 weeks this year. And talking with Master Sergeant Dempsey, that's primarily because our seasons are switched. When it's hot over here, it's cold over there.
Mm-hmm.
Taliban don't like to come out of the house when it's cold.
And if they do, we're there for them.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll give you an update on Seth Wakeling at the appropriate time. And I want to get started with Tim and Jake here. I understand you got hooked up with Ed. How did that turn out?
It turned out great. I mean, seriously, it's an excellent time. Matter of fact, that first one that we hooked, that had to be the biggest tree anybody has ever hooked in the history of Flathead Ed Adventures.
Yeah, I think I can vouch for that, yeah. Yeah, and you stayed with it. You was a champ.
Yeah. That tree, I was going to uproot that tree. And what pound test was that?
50-pound braid.
50-pound
Nice.
braid, and it almost took that tree.
Don't feel bad. If you fish long enough, you have all kinds of reasons to get in the Ring of Fire Club, and we have that. So when you do something you don't want anybody to know about out on the lake, I hear about it, and then we embarrass you in public.
Of course.
And
we've got plenty of photos to do the same if need be. So
nice.
Yeah.
And one of those photos we have of Pat. What was Pat doing?
He makes a great bait boy, I got to tell you. For being out there with Flathead Ed, he does a great job with the gear, getting you all set up. But when you got Patrick on the boat, you need your line baited in the water. Someone to watch that for you while you're snoozing. It's good to have him out there.
He's on it, huh? Nice. Well, I've been hearing rumors of a recliner or a lounge chair on the boat. Is that true?
Yeah. You're walking into redneck heaven as soon as you step on that boat and you see that camo, swivel, rocker, recliner. And I thought, oh, yeah, it's on. I don't even care if I catch fish now. I'm already having a good time. But,
so you're telling me he'd make Jeff Foxworthy pretty proud?
Oh, absolutely. Jeff Foxworthy would turn that into a bit on his show. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, he would love it. Jake, did you get to sit in that chair?
I did, yeah, and then you swiftly took it back. So, but
right.
it was good. It was nice.
Only until somebody wanted to take a little nap. That would be Flathead Ed, because that's where he sleeps.
Yeah.
And man, he can sleep. But as soon as he hears that tick, 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 he is up and running. He just fire drill fishing, no doubt about it.
I'm in the wrong sport. I swear. I'm pounding mountains in the dark and climbing up hills and kicking my way through stuff, and you guys are reclining.
Running and gunning main lake points, burning fuel in a 250. Yeah.
Jake did put the big fish on the boat. And what was that final weight there, Patrick?
Pretty sure it was about 18 pounds.
Yeah.
Pounds by the time we got back to the dock.
Yeah, and how big was that one that you caught?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. He didn't catch anything.
Oh, hey, welcome to
Whitewash,
buddy.
Yeah. It's a great time, and I tell you what, this guy, Flathead Ed, he has got some stories. So while the fish aren't biting,
you're entertained.
Yeah, he is like a walking joke encyclopedia. He can dial that stuff up at any second, and I don't even know if there's many you can tell on the radio.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
Oh, there was this one.
No. Don't go there.
Oh no, wait, there was the other one where. No.
No.
You just have to go out with Flathead Ed and find out for yourself.
Yeah.
I may have to have the FCC come
KFNX
back
is
in here.
like you guys are. We have the 7 bad word rule.
Oh, there's only 7?
Well, it used to be.
Yeah, no, there's. Yeah, Flathead Ed doesn't have that rule on the boat. So.
As a matter of fact, those are the first 7 you use.
Ed, from your perspective, how did they perform?
Great. They did just what they were supposed to do. When the reel started clicking, they jumped up and fired real fishing. That's when you're laying down taking a little bit of nap, and you're there, but you're not quite there, and you're napping.
I do that during NASCAR.
Yeah, and when that reel goes off, it's like, oh my God, which one is it? Which end of the boat is it? Which direction do we go? And you got 4 people jumped up, and we're all trying to get to which pole it's on, and so that's kind of cute to watch that go down.
Because you got to be fast. You're first one to the pole.
Right.
Yeah, whether it's yours or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just depends on where you're sleeping.
I don't believe this.
Yeah.
Where you're sleeping.
Well, yeah, you have cots for everybody to lay in, of course.
I'm stunned.
You don't want them to be uncomfortable.
I'm depressed. I work out all year long just to get in shape to go up hunting, and these guys are working out all year long laying in bed.
Yeah.
But you got to admit, he jumped up when that first fish hit, and he ran over to that pole, and he was on it, and he set it, and, he was a little late setting it, and he got treed up. We'll call it treed up, and the big guys they'll wrap you up, but he stayed with it for, I guess a good 5 minutes before he really decided it was a tree.
I think you decided it was a tree. I thought it stopped moving. You said, yeah, it's a tree.
Yeah, we went ahead and agreed on that.
Barry and Willis and I were fishing a night tournament over on Roosevelt, and then when it came up a little bit, and I got a bite, and I set the hook. I tell you what, I fought that trolling motor for 20 minutes. I had a battle. Big bucks, big fish jackpot comes to mind, and I'm going to get this thing in. Yeah. You ever try to land an 84-pound trolling motor?
Hey, if you need by the way, if anybody needs somebody to pack out for him this year, since Jake he didn't get drawn for anything, right? Is that what it was? But he does work out. And
welcome to my world.
Yeah, he's ready to go. So
I was officially the pack mule in my hunting group for roughly 5 or 6 years before I got my own tag and my first elk. So, you just give me a call. My only stipulation is I go home with some of your meat.
Yeah.
So,
Where were you a month ago?
Oh man!
Oh my God!
Sitting in my living room waiting for a call. So,
Oh, could I have
missed
used
it.
somebody like him?
Well, how'd your deer hunt turn out?
It was pretty sad. I mean, we enjoyed it. It was nice and chilly. I mean, it got down into the 20s when we were getting up each morning out there. And unfortunately, we had 2 guides and 1 hunter. And first morning, Dave went one side, and I took the hunter with me. And all of a sudden, Dave's evidently had been calling for about a half hour. He had 2 bucks that were over 155.
Wow.
At 200 yards, but by the time we finally, the hunter recognized that his phone had been ringing for a half an hour, the bucks had gotten to 750 yards. Couldn't catch up to him. So the next morning he goes with Dave, and I'm out on another point, and I glass up at just a beautiful buck, probably in the high 160s, low 170s. And I'm calling them, and they didn't answer the phone again. So each morning he went with the wrong guide.
Go figure.
And it was just a beautiful buck. And the funny thing is that the buck was being followed by 5 cow elk. And,
really?
Yeah. He went, he was gradually.
What a stud.
Oh, yeah. He had some kind of gene that they liked, but he was like the lead.
That would be the Andrews gene, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you ain't saying, but you're saying. But we wound up finding the elk. We got into the cow elk. I got to within 15 yards of them, but the buck was nowhere to be found.
You just can't help yourself, can you?
No.
You'd be sneaking up on the elk.
I do. I had 2 bulls, one of which was within 15 yards of me. That was a great 5x5. So we'll see. It was a fun time. I enjoyed doing what we did. The hunter then took off that morning, drove 14 hours straight to Nevada, and then took a horseback ride 25 miles into a wilderness, and he's still on his elk hunt up there.
Still. That was a week ago.
I understand. But he had the tag up until this Sunday, so I haven't heard from him yet, but I'm hoping that he got a big bull. He was drawn for 2 tags in the same week. The deer tag in Arizona, and he's from Missouri.
I feel real bad for him.
I do too. Oh, yeah. Hello, George.
All righty, hey, we're going to stand down, thank some of our sponsors, and when we come back, there'll be more. I'm Don McDowell.
JK.
Flathead Ed.
Big Jake.
Oh, it's just Tim.
No, just Tim.
But you don't have to call me darling.
All righty, all for you, Tim. Yeah, get down.
That is real country right there.
Yeah, we're trying to make you feel right at home. All righty, hey, that's good stuff. Ed, how long does it take you to prepare to go out for a trip? I know you're not like the bass anglers. We buy our bait off the shelf.
Right.
Normally. Or find it hanging in a bush. Give me a rundown. How do you start your day?
Well, basically, the first thing you got to do is catch bait, because if you don't have bait, you're just camping.
So what time are you on the water?
Usually
Noon, 1 o'clock?
2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then it takes a couple, 3 hours to get enough bait in for the night. You want about 30 baits to go in, 2 to 3 people fishing.
Now we're talking bluegill, carp.
Bluegill, carp, yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't made stripers legal yet, but for bait.
Don't tell them. I'm just saying.
I'm thinking, who in the world at 2 o'clock in the morning is going to come out and check to see if you're using a striper or a carp?
Nobody from GFD.
Nobody from AZGFD. No, not happening.
Yeah.
Stripers are targets of opportunity. I'm just saying.
Right.
He's not saying.
Right. Well, we usually get enough bait to get through the night. Between the tree snags and the fake runs and everything else, about 30 is a good number. You get 30 runs.
What do you use to catch the carp?
Corn.
Okay.
Corn. Same bluegill, worms. It's
So what I'm trying to do is work Oscar Mayer into this whole equation.
He's not on the boat.
And not with Jake on the boat either.
Jake eats the bait.
I'll tell you what.
My nickname growing up was garbage disposal, more or less. One of them, anyway.
You're a big boy. I'm not going to dispute that.
Oscar Mayer works extremely well out at the Princess.
We did. We were out there at the Scottsdale Princess last year for 4th of July celebration. They've got a nice lagoon, and we did a all-time first. We put a 250 horse bass boat in their lagoon and fired it. A lot of fun.
That was fun to watch.
And we had fishing derbies every day for the kids, and some of the adults wanted to play along. And one day they'd eat soft plastic worms. Next day it was Oscar Mayer. Next day it was the buns. It was hard to figure out. It really, truly was.
Well, that's your channel cat for you. They're the garbage disposals of the water. They're
kind of like Jake.
They're well, I don't know. Yeah, they're scavengers. They eat anything. Flat.
Calling you a scavenger,
kind of like Jake.
That's Jake.
Again, I'm not going to dispute it. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Them flats, they like their bait live, you know. They don't like eating dead stuff. About 3 hours after cut bait, if you're using cut bait, they really don't even care for that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta have live bait.
You're
for
just
them
blowing my whole concept of catfishing right here.
Truly is. I kept thinking about those chickens I was going to do something with. They don't swim well.
We did a recovery exercise at Saguaro Lake. There was a bluebird school bus sunken in about 85 feet of water. There's some monster catfish down there. I mean, huge. So at the time, I had a 14-foot aluminum flat-nosed John boat. Did the JK thing, you know, put half a chicken in a can, let it sit out in the sun for a while, 100-pound test, toothy critter wire.
He caught the bus.
And sat there and sat there and sat there and sat there some more. I've come to the conclusion they don't like
chicken.
Stinky chicken, no.
Well, that's your channels. They like garbage. If it stinks, they like it. You know, usually they just wasn't hungry that day.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. What size do you prefer on your carp? Now, bluegill, you get a
hand size.
Yeah, maybe as you know.
Well, unless it's Jake.
Yeah.
Jake, by the way, I think caught the record smallest bluegill ever put on a hook.
We're gonna call it a minnow. I mean, let's be honest.
Or Pat, did you? No, he had a bigger one than Jake. That's right. No, Jake.
You're kind of taking a pounding today, Jake.
This is not pretty.
All right, I'll go up to 5 pounds on them carp.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. Yeah, that way you don't have them dinkers waking you up all night.
The dinkers again. Here we go.
Well, anything under 20 pounds is a dinker.
Right.
That's just how they're classified. But, you know, when you get out there and you're taking a nap on your recliner, you don't want to get woke up, have to rebait all the time from the low 15s and 20s. You know, you're waiting on the big boys. If you put a 5-pound carp on there, well, you're 35 pounds and better is going to hit that. That's worth getting up.
You see how you know it's going to be when you start the night and he says, "Man, I hope we don't get me those 20-pound dinkers." I'll take a handful of 20-pound dinkers all night long and be happier than I ever been.
Yeah, no doubt.
This is a man who loves his recliner.
I'm thinking.
Hey, you sit on it, you'll love it too.
Just out of curiosity, Ed, I haven't seen your boat. Okay, we've got a recliner. What other amenities do you have aboard?
We got porta potty. We got a misting system to keep you cool in the summer. We got a fish cleaning table. Got a barbecue. You need anything else?
A beer cooler.
Oh, no, don't. Yeah, I've got an ice chest.
Ice chest, all right.
Got an ice chest.
Old school, we used to call them.
Yeah.
Beer coolers.
Yeah. But, you know, you got your cots you put down at night. After about midnight, you lay down and kind of get a little quiet. And that's when the big guys start running, usually after midnight, if they're going to move.
Why not sleep from 6 to midnight and go out there and be wide awake and alert?
Because he will not shut up. And you don't want him to shut up because you'll just be laughing your tail off the entire time.
Taking notes. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. I asked Patrick, I said, man, please tell me you're recording this, because at my age tomorrow morning, I'm going to forget most of these jokes. But, man, they were some good. Oh, that's right. I couldn't tell them on the radio anyway. But, you know.
This is a vicious cycle we're in today.
Yeah, this is ugly. Unbelievable. So, let's figure this out. You've got a 5-pound carp on what kind of rod? How big a line?
50-pound braid. Now,
is that all?
Yeah. Yeah, really? That's fine. You just set your drag at about 35 when it starts stripping.
Yeah, we got that on bass rods. Come on.
Yeah, you start stripping off line. Just hold on a little bit. It's going to slow down. It ain't going to keep going forever. You know, a lot of people like using bigger, heavier line, and that's fine. You know, when you get in the trees, it's nice to have that. But the way I fish, you're supposed to be quick on the draw, and he's not supposed to get in the trees.
No, what are you looking at me for like that?
I don't know, something about the first one they caught was a big tree.
Yeah.
See, it started out as a 40-pounder, ended up in a tree. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I think the key to any of those big fish are keeping their noses up.
Yeah, you got to turn the head.
They get their heads down, boy, and they start digging it.
Yeah.
Gone.
You're in trouble. Yeah, odds of getting it in are slim.
Very slim.
It's the same way catching albacore or any of the big bluefin. If they get their noses down on you, man, you got to fight.
Yeah, if you can't turn that head, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know, of course, we did miss a season this year.
No, not quite. We've got one really tough week. Next week we start our Veterans Celebration. You guys are welcome to hang out. We've got the Salt River Project Veterans Internal Group on the 6th. They do a very good job.
That's an awesome performance, by the way, that they put on.
They hire a lot of vets. And then the 7th, we're down at the American Legion Post number 1 with the trucks. On the 8th, 7:30 in the morning, we're going to Garden Lakes Elementary School. November 11th, we are number 2 in the Veterans Day Parade.
We're number 2.
Hoorah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My dad is just waiting for that.
Yeah, and my passenger is going to love this. 91 years old, World War II veteran, fought on the ground, Battle of the Bulge, winner of 43 and 44.
It's awesome to have him here.
Honored to have him, yep. All right, that's what we're up to. So we're going to thank some of our sponsors, and we'll be back more with
Tim Andrews.
Big Jake.
Flathead Ed.
JK.
Hide the bagels, Pat. Nice. All right, we're back. Yesterday at Bartlett, the All-Star Couples, Kids, and Best Bet Aluminum Series.
What's the best bet?
Best Bet is an aluminum series. It is. I mean, I'm not real sure. The name's been around forever, but aluminum boats only.
Oh, okay.
You can fish an aluminum pontoon boat or John boat,
Anything, rowboat,
multi-species boat, whatever it is. And Ruley's 12-foot aluminum boat with the 9.8 horsepower kicker.
9.8 horsepower.
I don't know how that's going to work out. But just
is that a hedge trimmer?
Pretty much. I think it's. I'm not sure whether that's a Briggs and Stratton motor or not. But a few years ago, Briggs and Stratton did bring out an outboard, which is pretty interesting. You buy it at the boat dealer, but you have it serviced at the lawnmower shop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with my gold panning equipment. It's a Briggs and Stratton, and I had to take it.
Well, they're great little motors. They'll run forever. Anyway, the best bet was won by Morgan Nierenberg and Gary Sneff from Bass Pro Shops. Our buddy Rob Anderson and Bob Thielen took second place. Jeff Corrett and Adam Hodge, third place. After that, I don't think it matters because you don't get a paycheck. Jason DeRocher and Chantel Huff won the couples. And Murray White and his son Taj White won the kids. Tom Inman and Tyler Griffin were second place. And let's see, Sean Hilton, Tracy Johnson, second place in the couples. Richard Rojas, Josephine Rojas were fourth place. They weighed, a total of 87 fish. 86 fish were released alive and well. They had 21 teams fishing. Average weight was 6.7 pounds for 5 fish limit. And average number of fish per team, 4.1. Average fish weight, 1.7 pounds. So.
What did Taj do? Do you have a number on that? What his weight was?
They weighed 5 alive at 902.
So he was close to the 2.
That's 9 pounds
Yep.
on Bartlett. That's a heck of a weight. Best Bet actually had the heaviest weight of 15.33 pounds. So Rob and Bob Thielen 891 on the aluminum series. Jason and Chantel had 1158. Hilton and Johnson had 1158. So that's 15 pounds coming out of Bartlett's pretty decent.
That's hauling.
Yeah, I know. Barry and I, had 13, 14 pounds and didn't get a paycheck. So there's big fish there. They're just awfully hard to come by. And one of the problems that we have is, Bartlett and Pleasant, we downsize our line. Sometimes, you drop shot with 6 pound and you do get a heavy fish, you got a problem.
Yeah, it's going bye-bye.
Yeah, so.
They'd call it a tree here.
Trees, yeah. What type of a hook arrangement? Do you have a single hook, multiple hook?
Single hook.
Is it a treble hook?
Treble, yeah, single
Okay,
treble.
thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You sink that into your mouth, you're not going anywhere
No.
for a while.
Well, I don't know. Well, we want to congratulate you. We were talking to Daiichi Hooks, and rumor has it you've made their pro staff.
Yes, I have. Yeah, so now I'm going to be using those new Daiichi treble hooks I got coming. So
They're nasty. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
I can't wait to get them on the boat. Give them a shot.
Be careful. They are.
Sharp.
They will penetrate.
Love it.
They
I
are.
love it.
Do you put any preference in the size of the wire of your hooks?
No, not so much. Not
You're just using a big ass treble hook.
just a big treble hook, and just a single one.
And they take naps on cots around this stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, my luck, obviously, I'd be the first one on a cot that's got a treble hook stuck in a place it shouldn't be.
You don't want to do that.
You'll get up awful fast, though.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, let's go back to the single treble hook, and you got a 5-pound carp. How do you hook that carp? Where do you hook him?
Right to the top of the back, so he's hanging. So he's
Dorsal.
hanging there just like he was swimming around.
Christmas tree ornament.
Yeah.
We used to do that with chubs ice fishing back in Michigan
Yeah.
when I was dumb. Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was young, my dad did that to me if he wanted to get me out of the house.
Yeah.
So
Treble hook through
he'd
the back.
hook that thing and just start, reeling outwards. So.
Should have thought
Awful
of
lot
that.
of fish are coming out of big fish are coming out of Pleasant. Is that your preference versus Bartlett or Roosevelt?
Yeah, it's close to home, and I know Pleasant real well.
That's a bonus.
Yeah, and the lake fluctuates so much, and with Lake Pleasant fluctuating because of the irrigation and whatnot, you have to pay attention to where they're at, and they do move quite a bit. Where you were catching them one week, you won't catch them there the
Well, it
next week.
seems to me, knowing catfish, certainly not as well as you do, but they do have a tendency to roam.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
So
do.
here today and gone tomorrow, and I might be back next week.
Well, it's kind of like the bass. You find a bait, you'll find a bass, and that's kind of how flats are. You find a bait, you'll find the flats.
So what are you looking for when you start looking for bait?
Well, you look for your shad, your shad movement, because at Pleasant, the stripers tear the shad up on the surface. And
Yeah,
when they do, a lot of them will trickle down to the bottom. And then the flats are opportunist, of course. As long as they're fresh shad, they're on them. They'll just follow their striper packs around and just munch on what they don't eat up.
Where'd you take these guys?
I took them up y'all with free arm.
Nice.
Yeah.
He has a special way, too, of calling in those flats.
Oh, yeah. You can't give that away, though.
Oh, no,
I hear secrets in the wind.
Here we go.
No,
You think you're getting another bagel? Look out!
Yeah. Flathead, that's what you call a tease, I was going to say.
No.
But the only way to figure out how to do that is
Is to
call
go with
flathead.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you just have to work on what they're all they do is feed. They don't go to the mall. They don't watch movies. They feed. That's all them flats do, and that's all they're about is the food chain. So
You feed and spawn till you die.
follow the food chain, and you'll follow the flats.
Sounds like heaven, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys been following the wolf controversy that we have, but if you're in the woods and you're a bad wolf, they come and catch you, and they put you in a breeding colony at a bad wolf hotel.
So we can have more.
I'm just saying, if you're a wolf, best thing you can do is go kill
A cow.
one of Wink's cows.
Oh yeah, Wink will take care of that.
You
Tranquilized, back in hog heaven with all the women I can handle.
Bam.
Yeah,
There's
nice.
something wrong with that.
Isn't there?
Yeah. Wrapped with care, save a polar bear.
Don't go there. Don't do that.
Okay, all right. Well, I've learned a lot from you, and it's, actually pretty exciting. You go out and you start looking for bass, there's 50, 60, 70, 80 pounders down there and bigger. What would your best guess be of one of the larger flatheads? How big do they actually get?
Well, I know one of them got to 76.5 pounds.
Yes,
And all of a sudden, he didn't get any bigger.
yeah. You can't. When they put them on a scale,
Yeah.
no more liar, pants on fire.
No.
Yeah.
How big do you think they are out there, though? What's the biggest you think's out there?
I've caught two of them last year that I think would be rival to the state record that I caught. They're just, and you don't get but one mistake with them big
You
guys.
guess them up to 100 pounds, 120?
Well, I don't know if I'd go 120, but I know there's 100-pounders out there. And I know they're in Pleasant because that's a lot of food.
They've got to be in Roosevelt, as old as Roosevelt is.
There's a lot of food in Pleasant, and that's what they're after is the food. The bigger they get, the more food they consume.
Right.
You know, so on the tail end of their life, when they're eating a 5-pound carp for breakfast, they may be having another 5 pound for dinner. You know, them guys are all they do is eat. That's all
now,
they do.
Do you fish Roosevelt a little bit different than you do Pleasant?
I don't do too
Just
much
because
time.
of its size, and you've got
the
water
same structure
coming in both ends.
You've got the same structure. You're going to be up the river in the spawn times. You want to work that river, the Salt and the Tonto, I believe. You want to work those during when the spawn's up because that's where they're going to spawn. They're heading up river. And
seems like more of the bigger catfish have come out of the salt end versus those big flats down there on Tonto.
They like that moving water.
Yeah.
They like the moving water. Tonto's got moving water too, but
once in a while.
Yeah, not as steady as the salt, but in March, April, you get up that river and get your bait out and set still. You'll get onto them.
What about Apache?
I don't fish Apache much. It's awful hard to get my pontoon there.
It's a beautiful
I was gonna
lake.
say,
Yeah,
the switchbacks might be an interesting ride.
Well, that dirt road up there is just
horrible.
Oh, it's terrible on equipment. Dings your boat, dings your trailer. Things shake loose. It's like, Kim says you got to go fish Apaches.
Nah. Canyon's hard
Apache.
enough. I ain't touching it.
Canyon's okay as long as they're, we just had the boat rehab, new wrap, scrubbed and repainted the trailer, and you know what? Apache's not in the equation for a while.
No.
Just not going to do it. It's a beautiful lake, though. There's opportunity to see mountain lions, bighorn sheep, deer, javelinas, and
you can see sheep out of Canyon.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's not a big deal.
You fish Saguaro at all?
No.
What about Bartlett?
Oh, yeah. I'll fish Bartlett.
Bartlett's a big pig lake.
Yeah, I've fished Bartlett all my life. I used to fish Bartlett when I was growing up before they even had a marina.
Really?
Yeah.
That's back in the day.
Well, I'm an old guy.
What's the deal with Saguaro? Why doesn't anybody fish it? I mean, is it just that bad?
The bass guys are pounding it.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, it's really spitting up some big bass. Yeah. And because you have to understand that those lakes have been stocked with high-protein trout. So, all right, hey, we're going to stand down. When we come back, we'll talk about what's going on in the theater and give you an update on Seth Wakeling. I'm Don McDowell. We'll be back. Get down, JK.
Oh, yeah.
All righty, we're back. Once again, we have no soldiers killed in action in theater this week. I do want to give you an update on Seth Wakeling. Talked to his dad, Brian Wakeling, our EZGFD Big Game Branch Chief. Seth is doing well. He has had 2 amputations to get the infection under control, but Brian says his head's doing well, his leg's doing well. 2 weeks he'll be fitted for his new leg. 2 weeks after that, the new leg comes in and off to
life goes on.
Figuring out how it works.
Right.
So what I find interesting about it, Brian did share one of the fellows that's working with Seth has the same amputee issue on his right leg that Seth has on his left leg. And in order to get the grip on what's going on with all of these people, he says, compared to the other guys that are in here, you just look around. We just have paper cuts. So, good Lord willing, and the doctors do their job. Seth should be home for Christmas for a short time, and then back to rehab. And pretty lucky guy. But anyway, that's the news on that. We'll get back to fishing. At 8:30, we'll have our Rim Country fishing report. You spend much time fishing with soft plastics at all, or are you just strictly live bait?
Strictly live bait.
Reason I ask that, certain times of the year, especially in the spring, Pleasant, Bartlett, Roosevelt, you can throw a Cinco out there, and you better be hanging on. because these catfish will come out of absolutely nowhere.
Grab and go.
Yeah, and it really gets your attention. You know, the line starts burning off the drag, and you're thinking, you know, jackpot fish, and then it goes into a roll like a shark, and it's just like, damn.
Nah.
Yeah. So, especially, you know, at fish in the middle of the night during the summertime, flipping crawdads up along the rocky shores at Apache Lake. It's frightening. You know, 2 o'clock in the morning, you bring in a 15 or 18 pound flathead. You're going, I ain't touching it. You take it off. No. Watch too many sci-fi movies. So, Jake, tell me about your professional plans for yourself. Rumor has it you want to be a biologist.
Biology would be the degree. I have quite a bit of interest in wildlife management itself. So,
nice.
So going back to school right now, currently to finish the degree in wildlife biology and just get that completed and start looking at some opportunities with the game and fish or some conservationist groups, you name it. But that's what I'm going into.
How long do you have to go before you have your?
About 3 years.
Wow.
So little time left. I did a little bit of college.
Kind of a late starter.
Yeah.
Right.
How old are you?
I took a little time off. 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm convinced to a small degree that if kids would go out of high school and just work and just feel themselves out for about 2 to 3, 4 years and then decide what they want to do and then go back to school, it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
My son didn't graduate till he was 27, but he found his passion and he does it well, and I'm thrilled for him.
He's a filmmaker, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's the key. I mean, when you wake up in the morning,
Love what you do.
And you love what you do. The rest of it.
That's a bonus. You know, it takes years and years and years. Some people don't even get to that point.
Ever.
Yeah.
Don and I are still working on that.
Yeah. I don't know how.
We talk to each other too often. We know what we think of our jobs.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, we're on a mission.
Yeah. To get out of here.
Yeah. We're not getting out of here alive, JK.
No, that's the sad fact.
We're at the point where we're trying to keep from being bored until we die. So if you get involved with game and fish, you'll not be bored. Trust me.
That would be the goal.
There are some excellent people that work there. You know, we're really blessed that have a lot of the people at Arizona Game and Fish, and it's unfortunate that the public doesn't know those guys like we do, because you know everybody's got a job, but these guys take it to the next level. It's their passion. It's what they do.
And based on the amount of money they're not paid,
yeah,
you better believe they love what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you take people like Sandy Kate, for an example, is a very dedicated individual, runs Adobe Mountain Rehab Center. The time and effort that those guys put in over there, I think she's got like a $35,000 annual budget
to run a whole center, which is amazing. All the volunteers that come in.
And part and parcel of what we're doing at Bill Luke Bass Days, all of our bass fishing is catch and release. Dead fish are not weighed. They're disqualified. And we ask the angler to please take care of that resource, harvest it, go eat it. The stripers and the white bass, all of those guys go to, let's see, the stripers, the white bass, we've got carp bow fishing this year. Another redneck sport. You'd fit right in on that.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
We saw some of that actually that night out on
bow fishing at night.
Yeah, there was some 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's another hairball sport, kind of like not that you're a hairball.
Too late.
Dig it out. Just leave that shovel in there.
Anyway, let me finish my point. All the fish, the stripers, you hook them, put them in a live well, they die. The whites go the same way. The carp, we're going to have big carp, and then we're asking the guys to bring all the carp that they shoot, and all of that food goes to Adobe Mountain. So, you know, if we can give them 1,000 pounds of frozen fish, nice. But back to the hairball. I keep saying that. Must be the handlebar.
Yeah.
Nice. You gotta love that mustache.
I do.
You should have a prize for that mustache. When's the last time? Okay.
He does.
You're in the country arena. When's the last time you've seen a mustache better than
that? No, I hadn't actually. Matter of fact, I'd seen an interview that Flathead had done shortly after catching that record. 76.5 pounder.
Nice.
And the mustache came into play about how much it actually had to do. So I started trying to grow a handlebar mustache.
Really?
Are you still working on that? Or?
No, I had to actually shave it. It was just coming out, looked like 8 bars on an old Harley. I said, so no, I'm just going to have to go with what Flathead Ed has. And it's got the, I mean, look, he's got a hook on each side on that.
Yes, he does. Those are not Daiichis.
Yeah. It'd be weird if it looked like a treble hook, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But
he's got enough strands to do that.
He does, actually, yeah. How long does it actually take you to work that thing in the morning?
Not long at all.
Now you got it down to the science.
It's trained.
Yeah,
it's trained.
It grows out like
You
that.
got enough wax on that to do my truck and back.
Dude, would you like to see him after a bad night? When he wakes up in the morning where that mustache is?
Oh, my
Talk about a bad hair day. Woo!
You know, my luck, I'd probably choke to death on it.
What was my point? I mean,
I don't know, because my brain just went a couple places improperly.
I know.
Oh, okay. Bass days. We're talking about bass days. So I have word from Bobby Wright and Andrew that ACCA is kicking in. You guys are going to take care of the catfishing derby. They're going to do a daytime channel cat Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then an overnight flathead starting in mid-afternoon and having weigh in at 9:30 on Sunday morning. So that should be a crowd pleaser right there.
Excellent.
I'm surprised that you even associate with those riffraff, the channel cat people, at all.
Well, I associate with bass people.
That one got out of the tree right there.
Zing!
I think we just
It's
took
on the boat.
Yeah. Incoming.
All right, well, you kissed Daichi goodbye.
He knows people.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Have you had any experience with the True Turn hook?
No, I haven't.
You need to take a look at those.
Okay.
'Cause they are...
Are they swiveled?
No, these are... they have a couple of peculiar bends in them, and when the fish bites and the hook feels pressure, it stands up.
Oh, it's kind of like me.
It's the hook that strikes back. I'm not going there with you. You're going to go there. No.
I didn't know the second hour of the show was going to be quite like this.
We're not even into the second hour.
I know, but I know where this is going.
Yeah, no, you don't. We're not going down that road. All righty, we are going to stand down, freshen up, and try to get control of these folks in here. I'm Don McDowell, and our special guests are
Tim Andrews.
Big Jake.
Flathead Ed.
JK.
Yeah, you're Special K, all right.
Brought to you by Bill Luke Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Now, here's your host, saltwater fisherman and tournament pro, Don McDowell.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm Don McDowell. Welcome to the second hour of Shake, Rattle, and Troll today. We're having a lot of fun with special guests Tim Andrews and Big Jake from 96.3 Real Country. And
I need a theme song. That's cool, man.
You should have one.
I should. I'm not
Something
sure.
like "Ain't riding bulls no more, no more."
There we go.
Been there, done that.
And Flathead Ed, Special K is with us. Ed, do you have your mount back on that big fish yet?
It's supposed to be coming out in about a week and a half, and it's going to be a full mount, 360 walk around it, chasing a 2-pound carp.
Nice.
Yeah, it got Taxidermy AZ's doing that for me, and he said in 2 weeks it's going to be out, and it's going to Sportsman's Warehouse first.
Oh, I want to see that.
This thing's going on tour.
It should.
Love your hat.
Oh, yeah? Ed was kind enough to take me out to the magic truck, and
I have a hat like that. It matches my
don't go there.
Army truck. Nice.
But the cat's even got whiskers on him.
I have, speaking of whiskers.
Handlebar whiskers.
Handlebar, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Give me some idea. How big was the head on this flathead in terms of inches?
Oh,
Had to be bigger than a bowling ball.
Yeah, it was wider than my chest. It's the bottom lip. What was so unusual about it, extruded about 2 inches past the top lip.
Serious overbite.
Yeah.
Big time overbite.
It's and I've caught a lot of them, and I've never seen one that extreme. It must have worked for him because he got pretty big using it. But that's how it's going to be mounted, probably with the mouth fairly closed where people can see the dramatic lip on the bottom of this thing.
Any idea on how old this particular fish may have been?
Well, there's a lot of different people who give a lot of different information, biologists and these people that know a lot more about them than I do. And we don't really know the age of them. And so we're getting on board with, and ACCA is getting on board with Game and Fish for a tagging program to where we can start tagging these guys and putting them back. And, I probably put back 2,000 pounds of fish last year without a tag in them. So I'm looking forward to getting into this tagging program and getting all the data for Game and Fish.
Well, they live 50, 60 years?
Well, some people are saying 25 years is max, but we don't know.
Depends on what you eat.
Yeah.
we don't know. With the warmer water out here, they say they don't live as long out here as they do back east in the cooler water. But we just don't have the data to give exact, scientific report on that.
I've looked into that, and I don't know that any of the states really have extensive scientific data on these fish.
No, they don't. And it's a great fishery we've got out here. We've got some monster fish out here. And that's why I'm bringing this fish around and had it mounted, bringing awareness to this fishery to where, they got this big because somebody caught it and put it back.
I have a question. How big are channel cats when they're born? Are they like those little minnows?
Yeah. Prize? Yeah.
That small? They don't come out 5-pounders.
No.
Oh, actually, I've got, I should have sent that over. I've got a picture of a buddy of mine that works at Phoenix 11. I think he caught a baby flathead. It was about that big.
No.
And he's got a picture of it too. He's very proud. He put it back. He didn't keep it. But literally that big.
So if you figure it goes from fingerling size or minnow size to 76.5 pounds, that's some serious eating over a long period of time.
Yeah, it is. I know they do have a large extended lifespan. And what about blue catfish? You ever wrestle with those guys?
Well, they say we don't have them here, but I've got a buddy, Dave. He's caught them at Bartlett Lake, and I've caught one at Bartlett Lake.
I've heard that.
I've got pictures of it, and you can tell the difference between a flat and a channel. There's a big difference in them, the head structure and everything. But everybody says they're not here, so the next one I catch, I'm going to have it weighed down at Game and Fish so I can hold that state record.
Well, that's what we have to do. Seriously, guys catch a lot of stuff, and if Game and Fish doesn't have a photograph or have the actual fish, we've got a big controversy still brewing at Lake Pleasant. We don't have smallies in there. Wrong. We do. We weigh them at big bass days every year and some big ones, and they're not going to admit, yeah, we have that until they physically have one on Chief Cantrell's desk. And this year we're going to do that along with gizzard shad. We've had reports of the gizzard shad in.
How about undocumented? Let's just simply say that in the future. That's what we should do.
They're there.
Yeah, but I mean, for Game and Fish to say no, we don't have them. As an agency, I think that they should know that they don't know everything yet. And they should just claim that it's been undocumented that there are blues. Period. End of story.
And gizzard shad.
Well, we know there's gizzard shad out there.
Well, undocumented reports of gizzard shad in the Pleasant.
Well, if I catch one of them blues, it's going to get documented.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Is that what I'm looking at, Ed's fish? Yeah. Good Lord.
I saw that picture. I'm thinking, I couldn't even lift it.
Well, I had to open the front doors of the pontoon to drag him up. I couldn't pull that thing over the rail.
Oh, I bet not.
No. I had a lot of adrenaline going, too.
I don't imagine.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could just see Ed paddling back by himself.
Yeah. Have you had any saltwater experience, Tim?
Oh, just the boys and I used to, take a week every year, down San Diego, anywhere between Oceanside and San Diego, where we could find the best deal on a house on the beach. And so we would go down half-day trips or day trips and get out. That's, that would be about it. But, the biggest challenge was getting my youngest son, who, strangely enough, is now a Marine, just to swallow the Dramamine pills before we got on the boat. That in itself, oh, boy. I mean, we must have gone through a half a bottle of Dramamine pills just one time, just trying to get him on the boat. But
Really?
he's a Marine now, so I guess he got over his motion sickness. At least I
Or
hope
not.
I hope
Or
he
not.
did.
No. I can guarantee you don't get over it.
Yeah. So, but Jake here, I don't know how big that bluefin was, but he's the only one that's actually put a bluefin on the boat.
Nice.
When we were out some years back. So, but always a good time, especially, the boys, they're so close together. Now they're, 23, 24, 25, is that right? 24, 25, 26. How old are you guys?
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. And, well, two of them were born in the same year, and actually my oldest son, my wife's water broke on Bartlett. I was doing overnights at another country station here in town, which I won't mention because I don't work for them now. And I got off that morning. I called the wife up. She was 11 weeks still away from her due date. And I said, honey, let's go fishing. So she got everything ready to go, got to the house, picked her up. We went out to Bartlett, and we got done, put a few bass on the shore. We were just shore fishing, back when I was broke and happy. Oh, yeah, I'm still broke and happy. But anyway, and sure enough, she was carrying the cooler up to the car. She blames me. I was carrying the fish, so I was carrying all the weight. And she claims that...
Just like that tree, right?
Yeah, she claims that carrying the cooler made her break her water. So, yeah, Bartlett Lake. And then
no matter what it is, it's going to be your fault.
Always.
There is no logic that defies a woman's when blame is around the corner.
That's right. But Bartlett Lake always have a special spot in my heart for my oldest son.
And no bilge pump.
Yeah, he's. I tell you what, that road going out, just trying to get back to a main road, especially back then, was 1983 or 4.
Oh, that's bumpy.
88. Yeah, that's what it was. 88. Every time, boy, that front floorboard of my Torino was a mess. And so was I.
A Torino.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's what we had back then. 71 Torino GT. Love that.
What color? Was it green?
Grab or blue. Come on
blue?
now.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to stay true to the Ford colors.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. How about you, Ed? Any saltwater experience?
No, just chumming.
Didn't take your Dramamine, did you?
No, I didn't.
Nice.
It's funny, that's what I was doing at the Chip the other night after riding that bull.
Yeah. I can't get over at your age you'd actually
trust me.
consent to get on a bull.
I didn't actually. I got drug into it by the town manager of Cave Creek, and I just had him on the radio. They're challenging Scottsdale, the most western town and all that.
That's a big battle.
And I grew up in Scottsdale, so I said, look, if the city manager of Scottsdale doesn't step up to the challenge, I'll take his place. Well, I thought they had this all worked out already. I thought it was a friendly thing.
They just sucked you right in.
Oh, boy.
Hook, line, and the sinker.
Yeah, Rodney Glassman definitely has a future in politics. Because, man, or a fisherman, because he hooked me, reeled me in, put me on the boat, and I didn't even know it happened.
You got gaffed.
Oh, yes, I did. Hey, but I'm not walking funny today.
Was this a bona fide rodeo bull?
Oh, this was the real deal. His name was Playboy. There's a picture of him on our face. He's one bad. Well, he used to be a really bad bull. He's a little bit longer in the tooth, but he showed me who's boss. In about 2 seconds.
Yard dart time.
I'm betting 1.5.
I'm going 2.5. Matter of fact, every day it gets about 10
You guys
seconds
keep
longer.
that going. We're going to thank some of our sponsors, and we'll be back with more bull.
And he'd hang it on the wall. But I don't care, I'm going fishing where the water's cool and deep. If he sees me on the river, I'll be fishing up the creek.
All righty, a little Southern California music for us coming back. Thank you, Jennifer. Hey, we were going to have a little bit of a saltwater report. There's no day and a half or single day boats out. Long range boats are all beached. The fish are still there. The anglership is not playing along, but here's what you can do. Lobster season opened. Nice.
Lobster season?
Lobster season.
Remember when there was abalone?
Is that where you run out
in the ocean? Oh my gosh.
Is that where you run out with hot butter?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, if you can get past the bull seals, that's a whole nother kind of a deal. The Alicias had six guys on board. They caught in nine keeper lobsters, released 34 shorts.
What are shorts?
Too short.
Oh.
It's like a slot limit. And then caught 12 rock crabs. Don't go there. The half and 3/4 day boats are still whacking a good amount of bottom fish, whitefish, calico bass, sheepheads, reds, so on and so forth. The Horizon, which is the big dive boat over there, is on a great white shark diving documentary.
Oh,
wrong. That's like
does that involve a cage?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like riding a boat. We're not getting in the water with a great white. Some things just don't make any damn bit of sense to me. That's one of them.
Too many possibilities for malfunction.
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't like the gate.
But the whale watching and nature trips begin on December 14th. You can drive your Prius to the dock and have wine, cheese.
You know what? It's not a Prius anymore. We talked about that. It's a Luigi.
Yeah.
We are changing the name. Prius needs to rename their vehicle. I don't care what you call it. You just can't call it Prius.
I've got a lot of respect for that vehicle.
I do too. However, the name sucks.
Back to you, Tim.
All right, so can we tell that 3-pole story?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's interesting. Bass anglers use fishing rods. Catfishing guys use fishing poles. Why is that?
Well, they're bigger.
And they last longer, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
We won't go there either.
I'll teach you to send it to me again, right?
How about the action on your rod? light, medium, or heavy?
Heavy.
Good.
What kind of show is this? Anyway?
Are you doing this? I don't believe
That's
this.
a fair question.
Yeah, heavy sticks. Heavy sticks, yeah.
Got a quick tip?
Yeah.
That's good. It's good information to have.
Whoa!
Come on, stay with us. I mean,
I'm dying.
No, you lost me on action on the rod.
Okay.
Pretty much.
What's your reel of choice?
I use the Akuma 45Ds convectors. They're a big reel. Got a good drag system.
Suitable for albacore.
Yeah, a good drag system.
I was
going
going to say that sounds like an albacore reel.
Akuma's good stuff.
Yeah, it's got the Shimano basic drag system as a Shimano on them. I just can't afford the Shimanos.
There's Shimano's good equipment have been for years and years and years, but some of this stuff after they reach a certain level, you're paying for name and reputation and
not performance.
No, not performance. There's a lot of good stuff out on. We're inundated with freshwater reels, and man, there's some good stuff on the market that doesn't have to cost $350, $400. The price you pay. You look at an average bass rod. You get $750 standing there. Before you put $25 worth of braid on it. How many yards of braid do you have on?
About 150.
That'll let him run.
Yeah. We don't. You'll never get into that much of it.
If you do, it's a tree.
It's a tree. It'll be a tree before he gets back.
Yeah, you're not going to live that down.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to ride a bull flathead? Yeah. I got the one for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Hello, Playboy.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. What do you know about ACCA Vice President Andy rolling his truck in the lake?
Well, I launched that evening just before he launched, and another buddy of mine, Shannon, come over to me and he says, "Ed, you might want to lock that in 4-wheel drive." He said, "It's a little slippery." And I said, "All right." So I did and went in, and boy, the lake was dropping about 8 inches a week there.
What lake?
Bartlett.
Okay.
And we made a lot of slime on the ramp, and so and it did. It slipped back about 3 feet before I hit the gas and the 4-wheel drive kicked in. It stopped. Well, Andy didn't get that memo.
Nobody was standing on the shore to give him that advice
Sucks
either.
to be a vice president.
And at about midnight, I guess he just finally got to where he get to the lake at midnight. He was launching by himself, and it went in. That ramp was slippery, and it went right on down, clear up to the dashboard. The only good report I got out of the whole thing that a couple of guys the next day come up the lake and said that they were catching a lot of bluegill if you could get it through Andy's window.
Wow.
I knew it.
So much for what happens if the ramp stays on the ramp.
Yeah, it could have happened. It could have happened to anybody. It was just one of those things that luckily nobody got hurt, and he just got some truck damage out of the thing, and he was safe. But yeah, when the lake drops down, that ramp gets slick.
Oh, it does, absolutely. Worst ramp I've ever seen was over at Amistad at Del Rio, Texas, and that was the first place I launched with my new Cummins. Hoorah!
Oh yeah,
yeah, got all kinds of horsepower. This guy from Canada is launching the boat in a soccer mom van. Launches the boat, pulls up the ramp, no problem. I put the gas to that Cummins and sat there, smoking my tires. I had 6 guys help me push the Dodge up the ramp.
No.
Yeah.
You're lucky you didn't go backwards.
Yep. So much for it was for some reason they grooved the ramp, and then all the moss and the slime grows in the grooves. So it's just once it gets wet,
you're gone.
Game's over. You got to have a soccer mom van or a Prius to get out.
Must be some of those minivans, because that's what pulled Andy out.
It was a Dodge Caravan.
Yeah, that's what pulled Andy out.
Really?
A little minivan.
It was a Prius. It's now Luigi pulled him out.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Some of the stuff that happens out there. The U.S. Open, one of the anglers, I forget who it was now, is ripping down the lake and hit a couple of bumps and went on down about a half mile later, turned around, and his non-boater's gone.
Whoops.
Shot out of the boat, 70 miles an hour. Boom.
And he missed him?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. When trust me, when it's bumpy out and you're running that hard, you're face to front, no talking, both hands on the wheel, and you're paying attention to driving your boat.
I've watched your death grip.
Yeah. You need to go out when it's lumpy. And they went back, picked up his non-boater out of the drink, and took him to the hospital. He survived, had all his body parts. But, yeah, a lot of stupid stuff happened. Hooks in the hands, crankbaits. Any experiences like that?
Try to keep away from all that. Them hooks are big, and it takes a long time to dig them out.
Oops.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm on a first name basis with Dr. Rob down at Thunderbird Emergency. Yeah.
All you do is just keep pushing them through.
Yeah. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Cut them off and push them through.
I had one stuck in a tendon, and it wouldn't go through it. It was it was the dumbest thing one of the dumber things I've done, not the dumbest, but it was an old rusty crawdad colored crankbait that I found hanging in a tree.
You had to grab it.
Man, this ought to work. So I tie it on, catch a fish, and it was a little bitty dink, about that long, and thumbed him, and he started wiggling and kicking and stuck me in the hand with that thing. Oh my God, I couldn't get it out. Barry Lewis passed out, hit his head on the console. He can't stand the sight of blood, and it just was ugly.
All right, so Jake, I got to break some news to you. You know that story we've been telling for years about you hooking our old buddy Steve in the head?
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Well, yeah, we went out bass fishing. An old buddy of mine that
1 minute
kids were playing Pop Warner, and the story's always been that Jake hooked him in the head with a lure because we were out bass fishing. It turns out my buddy from Phoenix 11, Marty Myers, the guy who caught the world's smallest catfish. And again, when I hold up my fingers that you can't see on radio, it was maybe 3 inches. It was actually Marty who stuck him. It was the first time he'd been invited out on the boat. As soon as we got out on the lake and we were at Pleasant, Marty goes back, sets that hook, and goes right in the back of his head. But Steve was such a fisherman, he said, you know what? Quit trying to dig it out. Let's just fish the day out. We'll deal with it later. Took him to the emergency room after we had a full day of fishing on the boat. But that was Marty. It wasn't you.
This whole time.
Yeah, he was very young. Kids are impressionable.
The truth finally is out.
Yeah,
this is a family story. I think we need to take a break.
Yeah, take a break, and when we come back, more with family values. James Guggenauer, Downtown Payson, Rim Country Custom Rods.
At dawn just to be out on the water.
Yeah, man. Hey, James Guggenauer, how's Downtown Payson today?
Hey, good morning, Don. It's just perfect up here this morning. Love that music, Jennifer.
Good stuff. That's what we do.
Hey, some exciting stuff up here. We want to start off this week with a reminder that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has extended the public input period for the Mexican gray wolf planned release into rim country. 1 month from today, December 3rd, at the Hyundai Hotel and Casino in Pine Top, they're going to hold a public meeting on this topic. And I know a lot of your listeners down there in the valley come up this way for hunts and camping and fishing and just outdoor recreation. This is going to be an impact to everybody. So we need a big turnout at that meeting.
We will be there.
Yep, I know you guys will. The meeting starts at 3:30 to 5 p.m. That's the public hearing portion of it. And then the recorded comments period starts at 6 p.m. and goes till 8:30. So we encourage everyone to attend that meeting. Also, one more thing related is you can go online to www.regulations.gov and you can state your position on this topic. A lot of interest up here on the planned release of those wolves.
By the way, yeah, you know that the comments are running 100 to 1 pro-wolf.
Yeah, I know, it's a rural community, and so even if everybody complains, you probably can't match the numbers of the people back east who don't have an issue with it.
Have we, while we're on the wolf issue, has there been any determination on why they're having one in Sacramento, California?
I have not heard that.
I don't know the logic behind that at all.
A lot of stuff that they do, it's hard to define the logic, and that's certainly one of them. And
well, it gives California the opportunity. Of course, we're still talking about whether or not we're going to have grizzly reintroduction teams for California.
I think quite frankly, I like Southern California, but if they want grizzly bears and wolves, I think they ought to have them.
Oh, I think they should too.
Along with their copper bullets. So.
I would love to see nothing better than to have all up and down the coast of California have grizzly bear reintroduction teams.
Nice.
I want to see how many people go fishing.
Yeah.
Everybody will. Nobody wants to be on land.
Okay. Hey, the other good thing is I spoke with Arizona Game and Fish Officer Kurt Gill this past week, and in fact, the Game and Fish did conduct their survey on Roosevelt Lake. This is to determine the amount of gizzard shad that are in that lake and get some counts on the fish. There's going to be a public meeting in Tonto Basin on December 4th. So some guys can come up to Pine Top on December 3rd, hang around Rim Country December 4th, and go down to Tonto Basin. Game and Fish is going to reveal the findings of the study and the go-forward plan for the amount of gizzard shad that are in that lake. So we're encouraging everyone to get to that meeting, too. That's going to be hopefully a very informative, and I know Chris Cantrell always does a good job with this information, so hopefully we'll find out what we're going to do about the fish.
Was there any preliminary findings on the survey?
They actually finished up the survey just yesterday, or the day before. Right. So I haven't seen anything. You'll probably get it before me, so forward it if you do.
All right, roger that.
Hey, now, bass fishing was called fair this past week on Roosevelt Lake. We had lots of winds up here last week, and it seemed to churn up the water a good bit. And talking to Clifford Purge, he felt that the cold front that went through with that wind was probably the first major cold front of the season up here. And it really seemed to have an impact on the fish and slow them down pretty good. But the fall fishing pattern is still well underway, so you want to stick with the spinner baits, crank baits, Texas rig worms, and drop shot. Those are the 4 baits that everyone's been telling me about. And also, we want to keep trying the spoon that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. As that water temperature drops, the bass are going to go deeper, and the spoon bite is going to get better. So I wouldn't spend a lot of time on it right now, but you always want to give that a try each day you're out and spend about a half hour trying to spoon fish, and if you happen to catch it on the right day, you're going to have a great time on the water.
Is there any magic color on the spoons yet?
Well, there's 2 that seem pretty popular. One is a Stratus, which is like a chrome looking spoon. And it's got your ruby red eyes on it that you like, Don.
Ooh, yeah.
And the other is a crippled herring, mostly with the blue and black stripe on the back.
Yeah, I'm real fond of that. Do you put a kink in yours?
Yeah, you can bend them.
Okay. Just asking.
It just slows that flutter down a little bit that you can move. Hey, now, the crappie bite is, even in spite of the winds and the cold front that went through, the crappie fishermen seem to be doing okay. I think that's because they're fishing in a little deeper water, like 35 feet. But vertical fishing techniques, and the one common thread is those crappie are in the brush. They're not near the brush. They're not close to the brush. They are in the brush. So you want to find that on your graph, sit right on top of them, and lower your abrupt tail right down through that brush.
There you go, Tim. Opportunity to catch a fish in a tree.
There you go.
I'm the man for it.
Nice.
And, I'm getting reports just consistently now that guys are catching 20 each trip that they go out. So
Wow.
fun time for crappie fishing up there. And the good news is it'll stay like that through most of November. October and November are fairly stable months for our weather up here. So it's nice days fishing, the sun's out, it's nice and warm to be on the water, so now's the time to get there if you're a crappie fisherman.
Yep, good stuff. Are you going to be in studio with our guest next week?
I'm planning to, yes. Can I talk about that a second?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is
As I
good.
get home.
This is good stuff.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Don was able to arrange for Clifford Perch and John Murray and Josh Bertrand, all Bassmaster anglers who have all qualified for the Bassmaster Classic in February, and it's going to be a great time in studio. Really looking forward to that show.
Yeah, that ought to be the best of the best right there.
You think?
Yeah, absolutely. Besides that, I owe Clifford one.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Mr. Dropshot.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, that's right. You're talking about those vocal words he brought you, huh?
Uh-huh. Oh, that's not over with. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, that's good stuff. Anything else shaking? How's your giveaway going up there?
It's going pretty well. We've had 2 winners drawn. This is the Ultimate Sportsman's Giveaway. And for the month of November, every day a winner is going to be drawn. And the first one, this was lucky. There's a woman who works down at the fire department. Her name is Natalie Savage. She was the first winner, and she won the spotting scope. So each day, if you bought a ticket to this and you live in the valley, you can go to the website Ultimate Sportsman's Giveaway, because each day they're listing the name of the winner on that website.
Can you still buy a ticket?
You can still buy a ticket. They have them at Chasing a Dream Archery, which is here in Payson. And for those not familiar with the name, it's the one with the elk antlers nailed to the
front door.
Oh, yeah.
All across all their banisters
Got
along
some
the front.
potentially excellent lamps there.
Yes, they do.
Sure. So, yes, you can still buy a ticket, and for the next 30 days or 28 days now, we'll be drawing names there.
Good stuff. Any word on Mayor Kenny or Cameron Davis attending the Pine Top go-around with the Wolves?
The mayor has not committed. Cameron said that he is absolutely going to try to make it. In fact, he wants to try to organize something so we can...
Caravan up. Bus it up. I don't care.
I'm thinking of sit-in.
Yeah.
So, yes, I think Cameron, who is our Director of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism here in Payson, he's going to be attending, and we're hoping to get Mayor Evans and the council. I know that Cameron was going to take it to the council meeting and present it so that everybody up here had a heads up on the meeting.
Well, they need to be there. This is the last shot.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I still say we have to convince them that rural America, where people actually live and breathe and do the work on the land, needs to have the preponderance of evidence and claims versus city folk who think they know what's going on up there and they don't.
Want to dictate your lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah, to that end, it's hunting season out there, so we end up talking to a good bit of hunters, and a guy came by the house the other day. We were talking about a fishing rod, And he told me that not him, but his brother and another very experienced hunter were up in North Arizona hunting. He didn't tell me what unit they were in, but he said that they absolutely swear that they saw a wolf walk by.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. They can range 200 miles. It's not
I
a
was
big deal.
talking to an individual yesterday that was talking about wolves in parks over by Williams.
Yeah, Parks Belmont?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they don't read maps, Jim. So.
Well, yeah, that's for sure, but, I mean, it's a completely different program than what's being sold, at least in my opinion, you know, that, oh, we're just trying to get authorization to go do this, and it may already be too late to do some of the stuff they're talking about.
Yeah. Hey, we'll look forward to having you and the boys in the studio next week. Thanks for the report, and we will talk to you next week. James Guggenauer, Master Rod Builder, Rim Country Custom Rods, downtown Payson. Check them out. We're going to flip into a break, come back and get this train wreck wrapped up.
My ground, and I won't back down. The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry.
All righty, we're back. I want to thank you guys for coming down. Pleasure to have you back, Ed and Tim and Jake. You guys are always welcome.
Hey,
you know,
good to be
you
here.
guys are a blast.
Yeah, you know, the really strange thing is hearing some of Flathead Ed's jokes sober.
Not the same impact.
Yeah.
Take some alcohol with you when you go out fishing with Flathead Ed. That's all I'm saying. The stories are so much better.
Okay. I understand you hooked a very large bass. I'm hearing this story of a 16-pounder.
Yeah, it was a 16-pound 4 3/8 ounce bass.
That's a state record. Come on.
Well, yeah, it was huge. I got it. I reeled it all the way in. I got it. I mean, you know, right to the back of the boat. I got the net out. 16-pound 4 3/8 ounce bass. That's huge. And
what do you do? Eat a bluegill?
Well, I don't know. But you know, I got the net down there to grab that thing and get him up, and he just ripped the hook and got off. I never did get him in the boat.
16.4?
16 4 3/8.
How do you know that?
How do I know what?
What his weight was?
I saw his scales.
Like I'm saying, you might want to think grain alcohol, or I actually know a source for moonshine.
Moonshine works for me.
I was laughing my tail off when I heard that.
Walmart is selling moonshine in a jar. Let's just
get some. Actually, get 2 jars.
We're not going to promote that, but what we will promote is ABA next weekend going off at Apache Lake at Burnt Corral. Monterey Bass Company. You guys are just wow.
Wrong.
Super teams going off at Apache on the main ramp. WON Bass AZ high schoolers are going off at Troy Ramp over to Roosevelt. Lawman's Bass Club has a 2-day 9th and 10th event on Roosevelt. Now I'm not sure where they're launching, to be determined. And the 9th and 10th Saguaro Bass Masters Club, Bartlett Lake, 2-day event. So always seems to be something to do. Good stuff. Anybody want to go fishing with Flathead Ed? How do they get a hold of you?
FlatheadEdAdventures.com.
Yeah, Dad, that, didn't we?
.com.
.com.
Okay. Well,
yep.
That's good stuff. What do they need to bring?
Whatever they're going to drink. Yeah.
Grain alcohol.
Thanks, Tim.
He ain't saying, he's just saying.
Whatever they want to eat for the night. And that's all they need. Everything else, maybe a sleeping bag this time of year. Other than that, I got everything.
And you'll stay out. Start when? And
start at 2 in the afternoon, and we're out all night till the next morning.
Nice. Any particular time? You just come back when you feel like it?
Yeah, it's not pushing on the next day, 10 o'clock. Depends on what time they want to go in.
Fishing bass tournaments like being in the Army. I mean, it's just
roll call, in and out.
Yep, in, gone,
due time.
Back.
Go with Flathead Ed when we feel like it.
Jake, would you do it again?
In a heartbeat. Yeah,
okay.
Big time. No, it was quite interesting because that was a Friday night. Obviously, I'm 25 as I mentioned. So all my buddies asking, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm spending the night on Lake Pleasant, fishing for Flathead. Really? That's what you're doing?
Really?
I said, "Can you think of a better way to spend a Friday night?" And they looked at me like I was crazy, but that's just me. So yeah, I'd be out there in a heartbeat.
Well, he's already got a girl, so.
Oh.
Yeah, I got to worry about
A
that.
bad day of fishing beats a good day of anything else, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you are. Yeah, I catch old Patrick in there in the tackle room going, that's not big enough. Yeah, I didn't see the deep sea corner, so.
No.
It's all good.
You do have an interesting bathroom, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. What have you got planned for the future? Are you finished up with your hunts?
I've got a few people who have called that they want a little bit of help right after the Thanksgiving Day event. The hunt starts then, the late hunt.
You want to take the Prius up to 6B on a deer hunt?
I've already done that once, and I think the shocks are blown out. Once I get the lift kit reinstalled on the Prius, and it's not a Prius, it's a Luigi. Once we do that, then I'll talk to you about that.
You talking about air cushion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, air ride.
Hydraulics.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Put some 36s on there, you'd be good.
Toyota doesn't know what I'm doing to that thing yet.
They have no idea what you've done to it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's got it in the Toyota shop, and they had to outsource it over to Napa or some damn place going, what happened to this motor? Nobody can figure it out.
No, because they peeled it off. They peeled the head off, and they go, this looks like it's a brand new engine. How many miles you got? And I said 180,000. And they go, you kidding me? Are you serious? It looks brand new.
Yeah.
It was a blown head gasket, which Toyota thinks that they're fine with because it was out of mileage, but, you don't blow a head. And there are no gauges on a Prius. It's an idiot light. That's all you get.
I hate those.
Yeah. By the time you get to that thing, you're dead in the water.
Yeah, by the time your light comes on, you're toasted.
Exactly. All the bells go off. But I'm still driving it. It's fixed.
Well, we've got an elk hunt coming up, the late elk hunt, and I'm going to have to check this date, the 3rd, the 4th, and that's right in there with the elk hunt. And I'm not missing elk hunting with my son and the grandson. That's not happening.
No, you're all right because Thanksgiving's before the end of the month this year.
No,
significantly
we've got December 3rd. I think that hunt's the first week in December.
Oh, that's right, it is.
Yeah, that's a late hunt.
Yeah.
So,
what? Thanksgiving's on a Thursday?
Really?
This year?
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick is on top of it.
One of the best things about bass fishing is there's generally 2 or 3 Thanksgiving Day events. You're there an hour before safe flight, off the water by 11, home by 1, dinner's at 4. Bingo.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Well, Jake, best of luck to you on your endeavors with your biology studies. I think that's just outstanding. That's a great field.
Yeah, I'm
highly sought after positions.
It is, yeah, and with my my urge to be outdoors all the time, I think it's a good route for me. So
it's a great place to have an office.
Yeah, it's another great opportunity to have a real true redneck out there representing. So
nice. You'll fit in. You'll get the hang of it. All righty. Anything else to add on your behalf, Special K?
Just for those people who haven't made comments yet, please do. We need all the support we possibly can get about a government that is not involved with planting wolves back in here. I think Teddy Roosevelt would roll over in his grave if he ever saw what was going on, along with every other person who started the conservation movement. And for you, I still want to know where all the Dingle Johnson money has gone, and we're going to try and find out where Pittman Robinson money went.
We're on that mission, most certainly. There will be discussions with Tonto National Forest on a couple of issues.
If you can't do your job, we will.
Thank you. What I was going to say was their behavior, but that pretty much sums that up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, maybe some forensic auditing to figure out where our money goes and why they can't keep facilities open like a fish cleaning station, a launch ramp, half of Windy Hill shut down.
Yep. No, all those lake access
I'd like to
points.
know how, financially, what it cost us to build that stuff. And
now it's closed for no use because they can't pay for the support on it.
And
the money's there.
No, we're going to find out. And then we've got the question into the department on their MOUs or MOAs, and if they have an MOU, is it strong enough to take over?
Memorandum of Understanding and Memorandum of Agreement.
They need to convert the MOUs to MOAs and say, here's what we're going to do for you. If you can't keep it open, we're taking it.
Yep.
So, couple of things. You can go to the Shake, Rattle, and Troll website and get a quick thumbnail from Jim Beer's interview with JK and Pete Cimarello on some of the things that the Wildlife Service has done with our money. Was that was Pittman Robbins money?
Pittman Robinson money to the tune of somewhere between $45 and $75 million.
I've heard up to $100 million. Is there any truth in
I'm
that?
Sure that's possible.
Yeah.
Derailed money. That's the only way to look at it. And Jim Beers knows that.
So on the website also there's a short video on wolves in government clothing. That's pretty much an eye opener. And I did get an email. I think Max Snoop over here sent it to me from National Geographic's debunking the wolf cages in New Mexico that have been built around the school bus shelters for the kids. I mean, this is happening, and they're trying to debunk that and saying it's a grandstand played.
I don't know. The woman who had the pictures of the wolf that was standing in the road going after her children, and
she
had
needed
to lock
a
the doors.
30-30 in a box of shells.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Yep. That wolf showed no
fear.
Come
after my family, you're going to take some live fire.
End of story.
Anyway, one other thing on the Shake, Rattle, and Troll website, the new store is up. Check that out. We'll be adding some new shirts like Shoot, Move, and Adjust Fire, Remain Calm, Return Fire. I'm Don McDowell.
John Golazar.
Flathead Ed.
Big Jake.
Yes, you are.
Tim Andrews, Keep It Real Country.
96.3
FM.
All right. Hey, we've had a great time. I'm Don McDowell. Take the kids fishing. Veterans Day is coming up. Hug and salute soldiers. We're out of here.